Here in southwest France, Nigel Farrell is ready to open his B&B. Now all he needs are guests. And his first turns out to be rather unexpected.
Hi Nigel, I have some amazing news for you. I've got a phone call from Nippy. He's very interested in making a reservation.
Nippy has been sceptical of Nigel's new business from the start.
I can see all sorts of disasters here.
15th century.
Will this visit give Nigel the chance to prove him wrong?
It was booked.
Why does it
I've
always
got it
happen
in
to
booking.
you?
It doesn't always happen to me. It was booked. It was booked.
You're an expert at messing things up.
Nigel Farrell's friend and fiercest critic, Nippy Singh, is arriving tomorrow. Nippy is treating 3 of his cousins to a long weekend to catch some sun at Nigel's B&B. And they'll be his first ever paying guests. The rate of €25 or £18 per night gives them the use of one of the 3 well-appointed bedrooms, a part sharing the 1 bathroom and 1 loo, and a luxury airport transfer service courtesy of Nigel's new wheels.
Serge said I can use the farm bus to ferry people around. It's not exactly a great-looking vehicle. There's a bit of an art opening this up, which I've had to master. Just gets jammed. You just have to pull it out. Just pull this grey bit out. The back seats are a little bit wobbly. It's got windows. Comedy bus. Things are looking up. At last.
Everything is ready, but a check on his animals reveals a more immediate concern. The sun is so fierce that his pigs, Greta and Garbo, are getting dangerously overheated.
I thought I might try and make a sort of a little bath for them. Because at the moment they're swimming in the drinking trough, which isn't big enough. They need more water, I think.
For his pigs to keep cool in the hot southern sun, they need to bathe in water or wallow in mud. As Nigel doesn't want that bacon to cook just yet, he's going to upgrade their accommodation. Of course, every good host tests the guests' facilities before they're used for real.
Oh, it's glorious.
The pigs are happy, the beds are made, and real paying guests will soon be enjoying Nigel's carefully prepared hospitality. Everything is perfect. Nigel wanted to use this trip to prove to Nippy that he could make a real splash in the holiday business. But not like this. He vents his frustrations on his landlord, Serge, the farmer.
Très, très important. Tout est parfait. Mais Serge, un grand problème avec quoi? Avec le ciel.
Non, demain c'est beau.
Demain?
Ouais. Demain il fait beau, jeudi moyen, vendredi, samedi, dimanche, lundi, mardi, beau, très beau et chaud.
Pour mes amis, est très important le soleil. La raison, ils visitent moi pour le soleil.
Pour le soleil, il faut prier le ciel.
So, hoping that the gods are on his side, Nigel heads off to the airport, and Chez Farrell awaits its first guests. Nippy has brought with him his sister-in-law, Dr. Sweetie, her husband, Dr. Ajinder, and Rima, their daughter.
Right?
Oh my goodness! What's the name of your beer?
So, I don't think he has a name.
You haven't
actually.
named
In
him
fact,
yet?
there are 2 of them. And over there in that little house there are 2 donkeys. But
Oh, wow.
Lovely.
the 2 donkeys
Right.
are embarrassed, so they've hidden away now.
Yeah, it's
Well,
all
let me show
natural,
you
isn't
into
it?
Chez Farrell.
Lovely.
Thank you very
It's
much.
okay, I've got this.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye. See you later.
You can hear all the ducks. There's some ducks down below.
Looks like it's been raining all day here, isn't it?
It's been raining. I've never known it to be so wet in high
We thought
summer.
it'd be nice and sunny here.
I know,
Here we
I know.
are.
It's gone slightly cold as well.
Sunny south of France. And
Yesterday and today.
I know.
actually
I'm really sorry.
never mind. I'm sure we're going to enjoy it.
So there's basically 3 bedrooms, and obviously you can arrange it how you like. So this is what we call the yellow room.
Oh, yeah.
So that's twins. And this has got really the best view.
Oh, I'm taking this one.
They seem to be really happy with their rooms, but Nigel still has some worries.
Ask me about the noise, which is a bit of a concern. Because on Thursday, of course, the abattoir gets going. And I'm obviously not going to mention that the chicken's been killed over the road. So, you know, because of them a few drinks the previous night, they sleep through it, I guess.
With sunbathing out of the question, Nigel whisks his guests off for some sightseeing, and Nippy can't resist the chance to grill Nigel about his new enterprise.
That seem a way of earning a minimal income without a huge capital expenditure. There's no huge investment.
Did you say minimal income?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah, but Nippy, what are my outgoings? I live in a tent and I grow my own vegetables with my own animals. So I don't have to earn huge amounts, is what I mean.
By the way, Nigel, when is it going to be hot and sunny?
I'm sure tomorrow it'll be hot and sunny. I've never known it like this.
After we've left, is it?
It's going on.
Well,
Hey?
it doesn't look brilliant, I know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
First stop is a shopping trip in the pretty market town of La Jontière.
This door's a bit sticky. Oh. But could you push could you push this? You see the bit of plastic? If you could push it in. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's it.
Yeah?
I'm sorry. It's 5 years. I've never known it like this. Not in summer.
Market day in La Jontière is normally a happy amble through sun-baked streets.
See, we come from England, we bring England here. Right?
Really dressed for the weather.
I know, that's what I'm saying, no jackets, no nothing. I'm just getting wet. Right? I'm more worried about my turban, actually. Yeah.
How many bags have you got at home and how many you want to buy now? Tell me.
No, the one which was stolen.
Here's the wrong question. Wrong question. Wrong question. You don't ask your wife how many bags you want. My God.
Oh, I see.
You get into deep trouble. You should know by now.
Don't worry, Nigel.
Having quite literally soaked up the local atmosphere, the guests are squeezed back into the less than comfortable van. Their trip's turning into a washout, but Nigel has a plan which he hopes will save the day.
Now, the place I'm taking you to see is one of the most famous chateaux in the Ardèche. It's up there. Can you see it? It's right on the summit. It's got spectacular views over our valley. And there's a festival, there's a medieval banquet tonight, which I thought you might like to go to.
We love
Why
that,
not?
right?
Oh, yes.
At least a banquet will be indoors.
You know, it's a fantastic piece of defensive architecture.
Chateau Montréal was built in the 12th century to protect the silver mines of nearby La Jontière.
And this place featured heavily in the 100 Years' War between France and England.
But Nippy isn't interested in medieval castles. His main concern is the medieval minibus.
Well, what's wrong with the bus?
Come on. No, there's hardly anything right with the bloody thing.
Listen, it's fine, it accommodates everybody. I'm not charging extra for it. I'm providing
Well, I mean,
transport
you know,
for anybody who comes to the
bit
B&B.
of comfort wouldn't go amiss.
It's perfectly comfortable.
It's not.
All that matters is that
People-
it gets us from A to B safely, and
But
well, that's fine.
That's not how most people look at things, you know.
That's how I look at things. So this is the main area here, and inside there's the banqueting hall where you're all booked in for tonight.
All right, okay.
The prospect of the medieval banquet seems to put the whole holiday back on the right foot. His guests even take to Nigel's guided tour.
So this here is the main inner courtyard with the tower up there.
Ah, oh, I like that.
It's smaller though, isn't it, than you think when you're down there looking up.
It looks immense.
It looks huge.
We're really excited about eating here tonight. It's really lovely.
It's going to be fun, isn't it?
It's a very normal idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we can dress up in the traditional costumes and, you know.
Would you do that? That would be great.
I would love to do that.
Hell, look at this.
Nice.
I cannot believe this weather. I'm so sorry about the rain. I've never known it like this. I'm sorry about the rain.
To avoid any other nasty surprises, Nigel double-checks the arrangements for tonight's banquet.
Monsieur Hubert, à quelle heure ce soir pour la fête?
Pour le banquet?
Oui, à quelle heure?
Vous pouvez pas manger, hein? Manger, non.
Non manger?
Non, il
Oui,
n'y a plus de place.
Vous avez une réservation?
Non, il fallait me payer, envoyer par la poste.
But we booked. Nous avons une réservation.
Oui, mais c'était pas payé. On peut retenir les réservations que
Non,
quand
non,
c'est payé.
avez l'argent ici.
Oui, mais c'était plein ce matin, c'était plein déjà. Fini déjà ce matin. Complet ce matin.
Nips, there's a problem about tonight's banquet. Bloke is now saying that because I didn't send the money in the post, which he never said to me before, there's a problem over our booking.
You're not
I'm really, really sorry, mate.
You're not pulling my leg, are you?
I'm not pulling your leg.
Oh, this would be the first time you're trying to pull my leg.
Listen,
Are you serious about it?
I've telephoned at least 3 times to confirm it, and now he's saying it's not possible to eat it full. It was booked.
Why does it always happen to you?
It doesn't always happen to me. It was booked.
Of course it does.
It was
You're
booked.
expert at messing things up.
Nigel Farrell is trying his best to entertain his very first B&B guests, his old friend Nippy Singh and 3 of his relations. A miserable day in the rain has just got worse. He's found out that tonight's medieval banquet is overbooked.
It's very important. I have my friends here from England, and they've been looking forward to this.
In a last-ditch attempt to save their weekend break, Nigel pleads desperately with the organiser.
No, he didn't make it clear. He didn't make it clear. He said to me, it have to be... It's okay? It's okay? Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much. C'est très bon. Merci. Good. Thank you. Good.
Nigel's begging pays off, and the banquet is back on. That night, while Nippy and his relations enjoy a taste of the past, Nigel has his own primitive feast back at his tent.
To be honest with you, I don't really know what they think. Because Nippy, of course, inevitably being Nippy, dominates every conversation. I mean, I sense they're quite sympathetic and they think it's quite a good idea, and you know, maybe they'll pass it on to their mates. I don't know. Let's hope the weather's a bit better tomorrow.
This time, his prayers are answered. The sun returns to the Ardèche. Nigel is up at 6 a.m. to gather the ingredients for his gourmet breakfast, because as every proprietor knows, hungry guests are not happy guests.
4 croissants comme ça.
Will Nigel really be able to manage this every morning? The guests are up and Nigel's got his fingers crossed that they got a good night's sleep, because he knows the farm can be noisy in the early hours.
Bonjour tout le monde, ça va bien?
Wonderful. Thank you. Slept like
At
a
last.
baby.
Did you?
Oh,
Brilliant.
wonderful. And the sun's out. Yes, it's glorious, isn't it?
Fantastic, isn't it? Here's your breakfast, just newly collected from the chicken hut.
Are they warm?
Yeah, well, they were last night, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
They're a bit
You have
small.
been busy.
Morning, Nips.
Hi.
How are you, old chap?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. So how did you sleep? That's the key thing.
No, I slept okay, but I don't think they're very pleased about it, my cousins.
Why? What happened?
You know, obviously there's noise here in the morning. I don't know what they were doing, but there was quite a lot of clanking noise. It didn't bother me, because...
All right, well...
Don't say anything. Well, it's just something which you obviously will have to consider when other people start coming in. This is family, it's okay, we can, cook.
It's not what he wanted to hear, but Nigel goes on a charm offensive with a perfect and prompt breakfast.
No, hang on. You don't make tea like that.
As usual, though, Nippy's keen to offer his advice.
Listen, why not? I tell you. God, look at this mess. You see, Nigel, you're supposed to keep these things out.
If you're doing it in a cup, that's what you do, not in a pot.
Well, I mean, it's just doing that with a pot. It's just nicer to just chuck the whole bloody thing. Look at this.
Oh, well, thanks a lot for your intervention, man. That's really helped. You see what? Thank you. So you really have lessened the workload there, Nicky. That's really brilliant. Thank you very much.
I just can't understand why can't you do things properly? We need to be careful with one thing, though, because there are a few flies around here.
Yeah, this.
And I wouldn't like to leave the ham like this.
Well,
so
it's
do
only
you
going
have
to be
something which we can cover it with, and when they're ready to eat?
I don't think so. Have a look under there. But look, I mean, it's only going to be out for a few minutes, isn't it? Because everybody's up now.
No, but I mean, you've got flies here. Flies aren't going to wait, are they?
And Nora hungry guests.
Yeah.
Nigel is hoping to pull in punters with his homegrown gourmet breakfasts, but it's early days. His tomatoes are still a bit green and his pigs are very much alive. So for now, there's a little bit of cheating, but the eggs and the milk are all his own work.
What do you think? That looks the part, doesn't it? I'll just borrow those because you don't need
I've
those.
got my own, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
How are you doing, Nigel?
Here's yours, mate.
Ah.
Salted, absolutely salted. Sorry about the size of the egg, but that's the real thing, mate. Smashing. Good. Right, that's one. So I'll chuck this bit of ham away. Whoops. Sorry, don't worry, that was just
Sorry.
No, there's nothing.
fancy with a
No, there was just a little bit of dust and stuff I had to just get rid of on there.
Hey, what
Good.
are you doing?
No, nothing. No, I just had to clear that.
Very good.
Good.
Breakfast is a success. The guests are happy. And now they've been reeled in by his French experience. Nigel's eager to share more of his little bit of paradise with them.
This is where your breakfast came from. Now, this is Greta and Garbo, and they were very good. Come and talk to them. They were very nervous of human beings to start with, but now they've become really sociable. They're very sociable creatures.
So you know the language now?
Absolutely. But the reason I got them was to make bacon, you see. Well, it was obvious within about 2 hours of getting them, there was no way I was going to kill them. So what I'm hoping to do is to breed from them and sell the piglets. I won't get to know them too well, and I'll just take them to market.
पर तुसी imagine करो भैन ऐथे सोंदा हो हाँ की जिंदगी है
It's quite tempting, you know.
We are tempting. It's okay for you guys. It's okay for a bit of fun, isn't it? And I still think he's too far away from reality. He is still in his dream world, but he's enjoying himself. How long all this is going to last is anybody's guess.
So Nippy's still a bit chippy, but his relations like what they've seen.
We can bring our friends over when we go back. It's worth showing them the pictures of the place. That will interest them. This is something which is natural and away from the civilization.
As the group go home to England to spread the word, Nigel gets ready for the next guests.
So you think they were pleased then?
I think they were delighted. And if they're delighted, I'm delighted. They were very sweet and very charming. And we're actually genuinely sort of quite interested in the whole project. So if they're all like that, I shall be absolutely delighted. They're very likeable.
So, who are the next guests then? What's happening?
Next, on Saturday, are the two honeymooners, whose names I can't even remember. And I'm getting a little bit nervous about them because they are like my first proper guests. You see, the Sikhs were all friends of Nippy, which is fine. They're going to be polite, aren't they? They're not going to slag me off.
They're only staying for 2 nights, but Nigel wants everything to be just right for his honeymooners. Keen to add the personal touch, he's decided to dress the B&B with their wedding flowers.
Calm down, Nigel, just calm down.
The wedding is in a church just outside London, so Reza has offered to check it out.
Yeah. Okay, look, I'll call you. Okay, bye.
Nikki and Jez are planning to drive through France for their honeymoon. They found out about Nigel's B&B through a friend of Reza's. Reza sneaks back to sniff out the flowers.
Hi, Nigel. They've got lovely orange gerberas, bright orange gerberas, and pink lilies. I think gerberas would be fun to do in their room. Gerbera, gerbera.
Bonjour. Monsieur Farrell. Oui. Yeah. I'm just preparing that.
This is the 3rd call the long-suffering florist has had from Nigel this morning.
Bye. Nigel? Hello?
Merci beaucoup. Ah, très joli. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Your guests just called me now.
Perfect. They called?
They don't come.
They what?
They don't come.
They don't come?
Yeah. They think that you are too nervous.
And
they say it's not...
They look great, don't they?
Not possible to stay a few days with a man who has a lunatic in his head.
Listen, thank you so much for bringing them up. They look fantastic.
See, Sarah?
Yeah, I get hay fever. Thanks a lot. This is what I need.
The flowers are ready, the beds are made, and Chez Farrell anxiously awaits the arrival of the honeymooners.
Hi, good evening. Let me take your bags, please.
Lessons Nigel's about to learn on playing host to newlyweds. They like time alone, indoors.
Sorry. Sorry. Tea or coffee?
And out.
Use the current of the river to help you.
Nigel?
Overbooking is not acceptable.
Nigel, you got some guests?
What, tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
Really? You'd have to share a room.
And real friends are there when you need them most.
Hello. God, this is an absolute doss house. Look at the state of the place.
That's next Tuesday at 8:30. Coming up next on 4, we go to the heart of Britain's overeating culture with personal stories from 2 supersized kids.